good to be back. I'm super excited to be in front of this camera again. But anyway, let's jump right into it. You're probably wondering, what do I possibly mean by the 7 levels of deer camp? Well, if you didn't figure out by the thumbnail, today I'm going to be looking at what I would say is the 7 appropriate levels for the deer camp quality. I can't explain it more than that, so I'm just gonna go down the list here. Level 1's where a lot of hunters that don't own their own land would probably put their shelter at. It's good temporary shelters, so your tents are the most common thing you'd see here. Campfire, of course, if it's not pouring rain. Outhouse, if it's more of a permanent fixture. That's the level 1. We don't expect like electricity, maybe some water jugs, but definitely not gonna get quality showers. Or your cooking situation, as far as that goes, will be more like a grill or griddle. Everything's pretty limited when it comes to resources outside of hunting. And then say you do tag a deer and you gotta hang it to clean it, whatever. Better hope there's a sturdy tree in the area. Don't be in the desert, because then you're cleaning it from the ground. But I mean, level 1, it's really just a campsite. It's not all bad though. It's usually really good if you need like a temporary setup. So if you're on like public land or something like that, this is a go-to. You shouldn't build anything other than a level 1 shelter. But it can also be good for when you need to relocate because you found a better spot for a shelter, or you put it right in the middle of bear territory. Level 2 is probably the level 1 when it comes to owning your own land. It's like how you start when you do buy a place to hunt from or lease, or however you do it. For shelter, it probably looks like one of these items here. It's better than those crawl-in tents, the backpack tents, but as terms of perks, apart from the stuff, you're probably not gonna have much else, but maybe some battery packs or maybe a water tank to hold some stuff. But it does get you out of a lot of conditions, so you might have a little bit better climate control. You'll be able to weather out a lot more storms.
Oh God, they try to drown me in it!
As far as your cooking situation, you can probably put a griddle inside the tent now, a little table with a griddle inside the tent or whatever shelter you have here, so that way you don't have to be outside. But in the event you use like a big grill that doesn't fit inside, then you can probably invest in a good canopy for those hot days or rainy days. Put that out front, and you can also use that for workbenches when you're working on feeders. Level 3. So level 3, it's time to upgrade the cabin, so to speak. We're definitely not in a tent anymore, and it's definitely time to have 4 sturdy walls that is temp control and weatherproof, as well as animal proof. That's a big one. You definitely don't want animals in your shelter. I can trust us. We've had plenty of rat incidents. I mean, look at these photos, just all the stuff we had to throw out one year. At level 3, it's time to make a kitchen inside. You need some kind of kitchen, a smokestack, something, because you don't want to be outside for one of your basic necessities all the time, because bad weather, freezing cold, super hot, you don't want to be outside if you don't have to, or that kind of thing. Another thing is just for morality purposes, you want a place to hang out, so maybe a couch or even just a dining room table is good. So that's something you'd want to invest in at a level 3 situation. I mean, it may just be chairs on a patio too. However that looks, you're probably going to want a hangout spot, so to speak. And then the big upgrade for level 3 is that by that point you are overdue on electricity. You need some sort of electric works in your cabin, whether that's a generator or like power lines, just depends on the availability, right? The other thing is you want water at this point. Either it's a big 50-gallon tank that sits outside, or manage to get a well. That's a big one too. And then throw an AC either in the box, or I mean, if you have the ability to rig a whole AC thing, probably a more permanent cabin fixture. Oh, don't mind Herman, sorry, I just saw him. Just a little off topic, he just sits there. Don't worry about it. With that water, thing that most people don't realize is your deer cleaning goes a lot easier hosing down the carcasses. And speaking of that, you're probably going to want some kind of tripod, or like, I call it a swing set build. I'm not sure what the technical term is, but you're gonna want one of those for hanging, because that's gonna allow you to put 2 or 3 rather than a tree branch that might hold one. Okay, level 4. Level 4, it's time to settle in on some permanent housing. I think our cabin personally is like a level 4, maybe somewhere between level 3 and level 4. But this cabin is probably going to be like your final one. Maybe not the final one, but it's a cabin, full house. Like you can live there if you need to. And then by that point, it's time to ditch a generator, time to ditch water if possible. You need like actual power and an actual water system, because I think people go in the bathroom in trash bags in the woods is far out of the picture by then to be considered level 4. And then on that topic, now that you definitely have enough electricity for it, freezers. Deep freezers are a must by that point if you want to stay more than a day after a clean harvest, because otherwise you are going to have to pack up after a good shot. So if you plan to stay 4 days and you took a deer on day 1, then now what? Unless it's a 20-degree camp on average, 20 degrees Fahrenheit out, then you you're gonna have to pack up and go in and take it to a processor. Level 5 is where you get to the more luxury side of hunting rather than the practicality of it, because you have most of your practical things already taken care of at this point. Level 5 means it's time to make the house look a little nicer, maybe more aesthetic versus like a white box with the roof. It's closer to like a house you would actually live in all the time, which means like it's probably a good idea to upgrade and maybe get some Wi-Fi down there so you can work on videos or play some Call of the Wild in your downtime. And then speaking of downtime, maybe we can get some games going there, so like ladder toss, cornhole, dartboards, whatever it is. Just once again, time when you have time to kill in the mid-afternoons, then you can hang out there and it's not a big deal. Then I haven't really covered it yet, but level 5, most of the time you'd have all your interior appliances, but like I know for us, our stove is fairly old. A lot of our stuff is just old, like garage sale things. That's kind of where we get our stuff. So it might be time to upgrade those, maybe buy a new fridge, like brand new, or buy an air fryer or something, like some nicer, newer appliances, because those will go a long way when it comes to morale. And then when it comes to when you're working on blinds and feeders and stuff like that outside in the heat, I know we are in a semi-desert, so it's hot during the day. It's probably time at level 5 to work on something a little more permanent than just working out in the front yard area, so to speak. So maybe even if it's just a designated spot, designated clearing, maybe some concrete laid down, or maybe a permanent canopy structure to get started on level 5. Level 6 is kind of cleaning up the place to be nearly to the state-of-the-art level, I'd say. So you got a nice house that you could probably sell for market price for any kind of other house. It's not really a deer camp house, it's like a normal house. Now it's time, instead of a canopy for your workshop, it's time to go ahead and just build a garage or like an actual workshop building, because climate control goes a long way at deer camps. It just does. No matter where you are, whether you're up in the north and it's freezing cold, you're in the south and it's hot as can be, or just in, I don't know, that kind of covers where it'd be. While we're at it, now that we have a nice garage space, it may be time to get some like side-by-sides or ATVs even, just to drive around. It'll help to keep your trucks in better condition and not so dirty. Like our trucks get filthy and scratched up because our place is full of mesquite. So having those smaller vehicles allow you to make more roads, get to different places you haven't before. And then when it comes to the actual cabin, we're talking like some nice displays. You got nice animal mounts. I mean, probably better than the ones even back here. Maybe, I mean, these are fine. Like my little guy in the middle. Just gun display cases, plenty of the animals on the interior. Maybe it's time to get separate bedrooms. I think most of the times up until then, you're kind of just all in one bunk room. And so maybe it's time we can finally upgrade to have your own bedrooms. And then it just comes down to expansion. So like more freezers for more deer if you have more people on the lease. You're gonna want more tools, feeders, blinds for the place if that's the type of lease you're running, ranch, wherever you're building. Then really just there'd probably be more work done on the outside of the house than really the inside in itself. And then comes to level 7, the big one, level 7. It's pretty much just the highest you can go. It's the peak for deer camps. Your houses look like these. Your deer blinds probably look like this. 2 to 3 feeders at your locations. Stock ponds with whatever fish you want out front. High fence exotics, really anything you want at that point. But we'll backtrack some. Level 7 is probably a huge scale. You can go from one end to the other. You can go 100,000 to $1 million probably on level 7. But I'd go to say that as long as you were to have a separate shop building, garage for ATVs, stuff like that, I think if you use feeders, you should probably have more than 4, depending on the size of the land, of course. And then a house that has everything, you could need it more. And maybe one of those locker room things. Y'all know what I am talking about because I love those things. I love seeing those locker rooms. That's going in my house one day. But maybe that's just a personal dream. So, I mean, maybe you don't need one of those. To be level 7, you probably are going to drive something around the ranch that isn't your own car. Kind of like we said on level 6, so ATVs, side-by-sides. But it maybe you just have a ranch truck too. Just some sort of hunting vehicle other than your own personal vehicle. But yeah, that about wraps up this video. Let me know if I missed anything or if I should add any other levels to the scale. Maybe we need a level 8, 9, 10. Maybe we need a 2.5, 3.5. Maybe this is a little helpful when it comes to starting your next hunting camp. If that's something you're about to do, hopefully I pointed some things out that maybe you didn't think about. And then let me know if I should do some other level videos about maybe like some blinds or feeders or something like that. But that wraps this up. We'll see y'all in the next one.